arguably the only thing in this world more evil than me is the ginormous corporation known as Disney. Disney is currently achieving my childhood dream of total and utter and complete world domination. But you know what I've never done? Disturbed the youth. I've never completely shattered the innocence and demolished the happiness of children all across the globe, dude, okay? So that's on them. The disturbing Disney Iceberg. I don't know if anything get more disturbing than that Kim Possible movie, but that's fine. There's a warning on here, dude. I'm gonna be emotionally traumatized. I'm gonna be emotionally traumatized, dude. Let me find out Goofy goes on a slaughtering spree. Let me find out, bro. Pluto turns rabid and starts biting people.
Hello, it's me again, here to tell you all the horrors of our world so that we may
Sir? Excuse me? Your hair is lovely!
bask in the glory that maybe our lives really aren't that bad. And yeah, I mean, sure, talking about the inevitability of our corporate overlords basically being able to do whatever the hell they want while we kind of just sit back in utter terror while we eat our 5th Hot Pocket isn't the funnest of things to do, but that's what we're gonna do. Today, we're not gonna be fisting Mickey Mouse. We're gonna be putting our hands like this and going—
We're not gonna be fisting Mickey Mouse? Then what the hell am I here for?
Deep
Why did you even invite me
Mouse
here?
into a fist in order to see the dark depths of what Disney has in store.
We're gonna see the dark
Disney
bowels.
was responsible for some amazing forms of media and characters that, I mean, sure, were actually stolen from original fairy tales and then kind of made into more childlike things, so it's not really like original. And sure, every single pop star that came from Disney wasn't really by chance, and actually it was a
And 75% of them became drug addicts and shaved their head bald, dude. What does that tell you? Right? So Zendaya, a true queen, bro.
Grooming process where they pick out a child and then groom them in order to become a pop star. We'll get into that. Ingraining into our naive brains that shallowness and vanity and youth is all that matters in life, and once you hit past 18 years old, your life is over. You have dreams and you're
all
over
downhill.
21. Sorry, no dreams for you. Basically,
Yeah, 25, dude.
Disney is made for
Don't even
kids,
get
but
me
holy
started.
shit, they are evil. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's okay, because all we can really do is just sit back and gawk at our corporate overlords. So let's talk about the evils, while at the same time exploring some interesting aspects of Disney as well, while we go down the depths of this iceberg. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the iceberg videos, it's the basic concept of the tip of the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg is what everyone knows. The further we get down into the depths, that's the shit that is very obscure, a lot of times very depressing and dark. There will be that's the shit that is very obscure.
That's an A1 joke, dude. Shut up, this Bionic. That's hilarious.
Obscure.
Yo, mama jokes will never fail. I don't care. Just like
there will be 5
jokes.
different tiers. A lot of these came from different icebergs that I saw on the internet, and a lot of these things I actually found myself with my research. So let's start at the tippy of the iceberg, stuff that a lot of people know, but is also very interesting at the same time. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Now, this is something I didn't even know. I don't even know if this is really common knowledge, but
dude, Oswald is one of those things where I see him, but I have no idea where the hell I've seen him, dude. It's, you know what I'm saying? He just lurks in the dark depths of my brain. No idea how he got there, bro. Just like some of the, you know, haunted memories that I have.
The rabbit. Now, this is something I didn't even know. I don't even know if this is really common knowledge, but Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was actually made before Mickey Mouse and was basically going to be the Mickey Mouse before Mickey Mouse. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was featured in
and then what happened? Mickey Mouse was racist, dude. I think Oswald is the true king right here, bro. Bring back Oswald. Let him fight it out in a jousting match.
Basically going to be the Mickey Mouse before Mickey Mouse. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was featured in 26 different cartoon strips in the 1920s and the 1930s. And if we look at Oswald, we could plainly see the similarity.
If I do a backflip right now, I'm landing on my neck and going to the hospital.
In
not doing a backflip
when it came to Mickey Mouse and Oswald. And the reason for that is actually Disney ended up losing the rights to Oswald, which led them to end up creating
That's
Mickey
never
Mouse.
Disney and rights. That's never stopped them before.
Instead, kind of interesting that one of the most recognized cartoon characters in the world could have potentially been a bunny instead of a mouse. Next on the tip is actually something that has kind of been trending lately. Go Away Green, the magical paint color that Disney uses to make things completely disappear. This is a very specific shade of a mixture of gray, blue, and green color, and you see it all the time when it came to Disneyland or Disney World.
Dude,
it has some weird color combination that makes it to where your eyes kind of just ignore that it's there. And I know it's kind of confusing, but if you look at some of these images, you can kind of see clearly what I mean. They use it to hide construction sites, lights, speakers, and even doors that aren't meant for customers to go into. It's honestly impressive and a little bit confusing. It's almost like an optical illusion looking at some of these pictures. It's kind of depressing.
Like, I look at that shade of green and I feel sadness and despair. You know what I mean?
Just blends so
easily. That's not a happy color.
A nice version of camouflage. The next time you're at Disneyland or Disney World, maybe keep your eye out.
Like a nice
you might miss
periwinkle?
something. You might. The Indiana Jones rope. Now this is another just kind of cool Easter egg when it came to Disneyland. Apparently there's an Indiana Jones rope display that has a sign that says, "Do not pull the rope," but the "not" portion is crossed out. And if you pull it hard enough, you get this.
Dude, it is 2022, bro. I don't think it's safe to just have a free hanging rope out in the open for anybody to use for their own. Dude, this is not
cool little audio clip.
Am I wrong, dude? Am I the only one that thinks this?
Play, which obviously
that's not a good idea.
But I didn't watch Indiana Jones, so I have no idea.
Somebody's gonna use that for the wrong reason.
For me to say that I didn't watch Indiana Jones, but shut up, okay? Next, we have the Morse code train. Another.
Wait, I wasn't even paying it. What comes out of the thing?
That portion is crossed out. And if you pull it hard enough, you get this cool little audio clip play, which obviously I assume is from the movie, but I didn't watch Indiana Jones, so I have no idea. I know that's probably blast.
That's boring. There's just you can't pull the rope. It should be. You should get a prize like Excalibur.
For me to say that I didn't watch Indiana Jones. Shut up. Okay. Next we have the Morse code train. Another cool little Easter egg when it comes to Disney. Apparently Morse code can be heard at the train station in New Orleans Square. Apparently the transmission of the Morse code is the first two sentences from Walt Disney's opening day speech of July 17th, 1955. Apparently Disney's wife used to be a telegraph operator and was able to decipher Morse code. Honestly, a really cool but ultimately kind of pointless thing to have, because let's be real, no one has Morse code brain. That's not the thing. I mean, it's good to start off this video with like cool, interesting things that Disney comes up with.
I'm not disturbed yet.
Cool idea.
The only thing that was disturbing is that rope. It hasn't even been used properly yet, dude.
To distract us from how awful we're about to find out Disney actually is. So let's go a little bit deeper and go to the next tier. Disney Channel grooms child stars. Now this is something I mentioned in the.
This is where we start to get spicy, bro. This is where the crackheads come out, bro. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go, dude. Demi Lovato was like addicted to heroin, bro. Miley Cyrus thought she was like a nigga, like, dude.
Intro. And the reason this is so high up on the list is because this is kind of known by everyone, but we don't really think about how deep this goes. And there's a common thing that happens with Disney, specifically Disney Channel, and I'm sure all of you know. They poop out pop stars left and right. Demi Lovato, Hilary Duff, the Jonas Brothers, Selena Gomez, and most recently Zendaya, whatever.
Zendaya's one song. Zendaya's one song, and she's woo-walking in the music video, and she's like 14. And it's like house music, dude. Zendaya's not a pop star, okay? She's a queen. Let's get it straight.
Brothers, Selena Gomez, and most recently Zendaya, whatever, one of those.
Let's
and Nick has actually tried to replicate this thing that Disney is doing with some of their pop stars as well. Not as too much success as Disney, but they tried. If we just look at this picture alone, this is Mickey Mouse Club. This is kind of where it all. If we just look at this picture alone, this is Mickey Mouse Club. This is kind of where it all started.
I was gonna say something, dude, but
Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, Christine Mouse Club. This is kind of where it all started. We got.
Just think, bro. This is the guy that sings "Bye Bye Bye." He's in a boy band. Woo walking?
Justin
Duh.
Timberlake, Britney Spears, Christine Aguilera, Ryan Gosling, all insanely famous
Ryan
celebrities.
Gosling.
Disney started realizing they could literally make a
One of
child
these things is
pop
not like the
star
other.
farm in a way. Basically grooming children from single-digit age in order to make them into pop stars to make them a shitload of money. So basically how it goes is they create a show around the main character, which that main character is potentially going to be that pop star. And in those said shows, those child stars, the main character, sings a song here and there. I mean, you know it. Every Disney Channel show, the main character sings a song at some point. And then after they end up
Phineas and Ferb got the best theme song. I don't care what anybody say, dude. Phineas and Ferb wipes all of them. Come on now. Come on now, think about it.
singing that song or have a
Think
big
about it.
debut episode where they sing one of their original songs, they come out with a full album of their music. And they
Yeah,
kind
Dan Schneider was sucking on toes, dude.
of rinse and repeat
Dan's a
this
freak.
process until
Dan
they
is a
eventually become this
freakazoid.
huge, massive pop star that makes them a shitload of money. I mean, it really feels kind of gross once you think about it, that they just like, oh, I am choosing you. You, child, are going to be pop star starting at the age of 5. We're going to groom you to become famous. And honestly, it kind of works every time for Disney because the promotion that Disney gives you, it's honestly near impossible to not become a pop star. It's a little bit different now because now we have the internet, so the entertainment mediums are a lot more spread out than, you know, Disney
Yeah,
Channel.
dude. What's her name? Olive Rodriguez. What's her name, dude? Billie Eilish? I don't know, dude. They're not on Disney.
And if you want a more deep dive of this,
What did I just say? What did I just say? Olivia, that girl, dude.
or a lot
That's
more
what I just
spread
said.
out than, you know, Disney Channel. And if you want a more deep
The best child pop star is Chip Skylark, though. Okay, let's set the record straight. Who's beating Chip Skylark in a versus? Shiny Teeth by itself is one of the greatest bangers of all time.
dive of this video topic, a YouTuber named Patrick CC went into this in a lot more depth and gave a lot more timeline examples of how this actually happens. You can go watch this video. It's in the description. Next, we have basically just subliminal messages in general when it comes to Disney. I feel like this is known by a lot of people. Like a good example is sex in the line.
Yeah, it says sex. Giant, bold, humongous letters, dude. It's bright red, dude. It's got arrows and Vegas lights, dude. It just says sex. Big ass titties right on the
There's a cut
thing.
in Lion King when Simba falls
Look,
down
right
and
here. Titties.
bunch of dust kind of flies up in the air and ends up spelling sex in the air. And let's go through the rest of them, shall we? There is a lot. In The Little Mermaid, there used to be
There's
a
a
penis
dick.
on the cover of the
I
movie.
remember
And not
that. I remember the dick.
only that, but the dude who ends up wedding them in the finale of the movie ends up popping a chub out of nowhere. I mean, you can literally see his finale of the movie ends up popping a chub out of
God damn, my guy's packing.
nowhere. I mean, you can literally see his penis just poke out a little bit,
That's
which obviously was later
crazy.
removed from the movie, and the art was later removed. And then we have a really weird one.
Dude,
The-
you know if they actually changed the art, then that's exactly what it was, dude. Because if it wasn't his Woody, he wasn't rock solid at that moment, Disney could have just been like, dude, it's like his foot. It's his foot underneath the gown, bro. Like, relax, dude. Like, he's standing on a podium, dude. But no, they took it out because it was his dick.
was later
was his
removed from
dick.
the movie, and the art was later removed. And then we have a really weird one, The Rescuers of all movies, showing an entire naked woman
Nobody watched
booba
that.
out and everything in all movies, showing an entire naked woman booba out
I might have to watch this, dude. What? Boobies?
and everything in a frame in the movie.
Was it blurred? Can I still view this? If I go to Walmart, if I pull up to Walmart and buy The Rescuers, can I see some boobas? Can I see some
An
milkies?
entire naked woman booba out and everything in a frame in the movie. That one is just so strange. It's literally just a square pixelated picture of a girl's boobies. I mean, there's a lot more speculation as to why this stuff happened. You know, it could just be Disney workers rebelling against bad work environments, or it could just be a little bit trolling. You know, we don't know. But the naked picture in The Rescuers had Disney recall over 3 million copies in order to fix it. Now, if that's a troll, That's hilarious. The Escape from Tomorrow horror movie. This one is honestly just impressive and cool.
Did I hear that correctly? Horror movie. What is that about?
Hilarious. The Escape from Tomorrow horror movie. This one is honestly just impressive and cool as shit, but it doesn't really have a happy ending. Apparently there was a movie that was made completely inside the borders of Disneyland without them knowing. They actually had zero permission to record on the property whatsoever, especially an entire movie, but they did it anyway. Apparently this is a style of filming called guerrilla filmmaking. It's the idea that filmmakers go with barely any budget, kind of a skeleton crew, zero permits, zero anything, and just try to get as much footage as they can.
Like them dudes on TikTok that walk around interviewing people?
Played the patience card, and gradually, eventually, they made an entire movie inside Disneyland, which you can imagine took a shitload of pre-production planning. I mean, that's just crazy. But unfortunately, this act of art, I guess you could call it, didn't really have a happy ending. Their hopes of getting news coverage and in turn pulling in a lot of views from Disney, trying to sue them, or having a big ordeal.
Disney swung their humongous meat, bro.
About it. Disney basically just said they didn't care. Pretty much, they kind of just said no free clout for you. I mean, they did end up getting
they just slapped their shit on the forehead,
a
bro.
spot in the Sundance Film Festival, but ultimately they ended up losing a shitload of money in the process. But still, very interesting concept. The movie is actually up on the internet. I was actually considering watching it. Potentially might make a video on it because that sounds very interesting to watch. All right, let's go a little deeper, a little deeper down. Remember,
we're going
the deeper
deeper.
we go.
We went from the we went this is the tip. 5 minutes ago, we was just at the tip. Now we're getting deeper.
More obscure, a little bit darker we get. Japan's Disneyland ripoff called Nara Dreamland. This one is quite interesting and in a way somewhat impressive. The fact that they were able to yoink Disney's likeness for 45 years. And also the fact that it was kind of just completely abandoned out of the blue. There are a bunch of photographers and journalists.
It's like the set of a zombie video game. Shout out Left 4 Dead 2, bro. Just scores of zombies chasing you on a roller coaster. And circus music is playing in the background.
The fact that it was kind of just completely abandoned out of the blue. There are a bunch of photographers and journalists who found out about this place and end up breaking in and taking pictures. There was like trucks still there, buildings, everything was just left as is, like everyone kind of just disappeared. But knowing how Disney operates when it comes to copyright, it's absolutely astonishing the fact that they didn't get sued whatsoever. The fact that they went under the radar for 45 years and were in business for a long time. But apparently they shut down in 2006, and apparently the reason was just a lack of foot traffic. There wasn't many customers left, which, is speculation. It could be a completely different reason. Maybe they were worried that Disney caught wind of their place and they're just like, fuck this, I'm out. Who knows? It's kind of up for grabs. But still, looking at these pictures of this place, seeing the pure, complete ripoff that they did of Disneyland is honestly hilarious. And speaking of the fact that Disney is absolutely insane when it comes to the power that they hold when it comes to copyright, the fact that they threatened to sue 3 daycare centers. Yes, 3 of them. A company that has prided itself on their childlike wonder that it holds, ironically found itself nearly suing innocent preschools, and the only reason they threatened to sue them, itself nearly suing—
This scene is so funny. This is like funny and fucked at the same time. Because like, yeah, like those kids got brutally slaughtered. The wrath of Anakin Skywalker, but it's so funny, bro. Like, where did that come from? That's the most random thing, dude. Like, yeah, kill the kids, bro. Like, Jesus Christ.
Innocent preschools, and the only reason—
George was a wild man, dude. George was insane.
They threatened to sue them is they had 3 life-size portraits of Disney characters in their building. That's it. And they almost sued them for it. Disney is like the equivalent of those manipulative children's channels on YouTube.
I can't fucking take this anymore.
Where they act like they care for the children, but in reality, they just know the children are easy to manipulate for their mom's money. World War II animations. This one's honestly kind of cool and a pretty interesting part of history, because as we all know how governments treat war and how they make people feel more okay with war in general is they demonize the people that we are at war with, which at the time, the Japanese.
Oh, just wait, dude. Just wait. Things are just now getting heated, bro. Just wait, bro. Just wait till the anti-Russia shit starts coming out, bro.
The people that we
Oh
are
my
at war
God.
with, which at the time, you know, the Japanese, and obviously the Germans as well. Those people who keep up with Attack on Titan know what I'm saying.
And that right there is your mother.
So
What
the U.S. government know what I'm saying.
is that?
And that right there is
What is that?
your mother.
So the U.S. government ended up employing.
It's about it. Wait a minute, it's getting crazier. So, you're telling me something's crazier than whatever the fuck this is?
That right there is your mother.
So the U.S. government ended up employing Walt Disney to make World War II propaganda animations and, more importantly, educational videos. Since so many people were getting drafted into the army, it was way easier to just show them a educational video, and Walt Disney is just really...
Hey man, I'm just letting you know, we're shipping you out to Germany to get shot at by Nazis, dude. But here's a nice Mickey Mouse thing to cheer you up, dude. Just watch this, and Goofy can show you how to dismantle a rifle in 5.5 seconds, bro. There you go, man.
good at making them entertaining while being educational. And some of the titles of these were Education for Death, The Making of a Nazi, Commando Duck, Reason and Emotion,
What?
De Fuhrer's Face, and Donald Gets Drafted. And safe to say,
That's
there was a lot
insane.
of, you know...
I mean, I can't say that I'm shocked, dude. Cause them old school Mickey videos, bro. Woo,
Japanese
bro.
racism and such, which these videos had, but like I said before, it was meant to demonize the people that we were at war with. And you can actually find most of these animations on YouTube right now. Honestly, it's a very interesting and quite entertaining watch to see how things were back then. And just seeing our beloved characters go to war. The next one that we're going to talk about is...
Let's go, dude. America is saved because we got Donald Duck, baby. Let's go.
Just disgusting.
They ain't worried about nothing.
Disgusting. Gross. Gross. Honestly, I have absolutely no clue how it went on for so long.
What happened?
Disney's communal underwear. Clue how it went on for so long. Disney
workers. Wait a minute. This headline is crazy. Disney workers fought for the right to have their own underwear. Dude, thank God this isn't a thing anymore, dude. Nobody would want to work at Disney if I'm there, bro. You want to put my underwear on? Shit, good luck, bro. Come put my underwear on, bro. You're not. Then multiple employees share? How does that work? How does that work? Is it like shared custody? Right? It's like do they work in shifts? Right? Like and then is there like scheduled for who gets to wear the underwear? And then what about the people who are not wearing that underwear? Like, they're just walking out, just commando, just swinging free? Just airing it all out, dude? Like what? There's a lot going on here, bro. I feel like there's a lot of missing pieces to this puzzle. There's a lot of missing pieces to this puzzle, dude. What if somebody pissed themselves?
Communal underwear. Up until
What if somebody has crabs?
2001, Disneyland workers were not allowed to bring their own underwear to wear when they were in character because normal underwear kind of bunched up and left marks, and you can kind of tell that someone was underneath the costume. It broke the imagination, which begs the question, why wouldn't they just ask them to buy specific underwear for the costumes instead of making them wear communal jock straps? And obviously this communal thing led to very disgusting things. Few people ended up contracting pubic lice,
Did I not say that? What if somebody has crabs and look at what happened, dude? Did I not call it? Did I not call, dude? I can live without underpants. Facts, Republic, dude. We're just balls out all the time, dude. Let's go. Swinging free 24/7.
led to very disgusting things. Few people ended up contracting pubic lice, scabies. It actually wasn't until 2001 that they finally decided, maybe sharing underwear isn't a good idea. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, man.
And if you guys are disgusted by
Women
that,
do it all
just
the time,
wait. Let's
apparently.
move on to the next tier. The
Hey, borrowing
sexist
clothes.
rejection letter from Disney. Now, I am sure.
The
Just
what?
wait. Let's move on to the next tier. The sexist rejection letter from Disney.
The what? To what? To who?
By that, just wait. Let's move on to the next tier. The sexist rejection letter from
Sexist rejection? What does that mean? Your letter of recent date has been received in the inking and printing department for reply. Women do not do any of the creative work in connection with preparing the cartoons for the screen, as that work is performed entirely by young men. For this reason, girls are not considered for the training school. The only work open to women consists of training the characters on clear what is that? What's not a real word? Sheets with Indian ink and filling in the trackings on the reverse side with point. What is that word? In order to apply for the position as inker or painter, it is necessary that one appear at the studio, bring samples of pen and ink and watercolor work. It would not be advisable to come to Hollywood with the above specifically in view, as there are really very few openings in comparison with the number of girls who apply.
from Disney. Now, I am sure
That's pretty sexist.
most everyone is completely aware of Disney's problematic past when it comes to racism and sexism. We could go on a huge tangent with a huge list of different cartoons and
Everything they dropped before 1962.
animations that were completely racist and sexist. But this one feels so dystopian in a way. Reading a letter from 1938 of a rejection letter for a woman applying for a job. Seeing the matter-of-fact pure sexism of the 30s in written
That's
form
insane.
is so
They literally looked her dead in the face and say, sorry, you're a woman. Fuck off.
interesting
That's crazy.
and creepy. A woman named Mary Ford applied to Disney in 1938 for an animation apprentice position, and the letter she received back is just insane. Women do not do any of the creative work in connection with preparing the cartoons for the screen, as that task
Colluloid. They just made that word up. Colluloid. See, there goes Disney again, dude. They think they're hot shit and they own everything, so they can just make up words now, dude. Colluloid is not a real word. It doesn't exist. It is a myth. It's a figment of your imagination. They just made that up. And they're sexist.
is performed entirely by young men only. For this reason, girls are not
What about
considered
old
for
men?
the training school.
Is it-
The
do they
only
count
work
too?
open to women consists of tracing
Disney
the
said, "We don't
characters on
fuck with
clear
cooties."
celluloid sheets with India ink and then filling in the tracing on the reverse side with the paint according to the directions. In order to apply for a position as inker or painter, it is necessary that one appears at the studio bringing samples of pen and ink, watercolor work. It would not be advisable to come to Hollywood with the above specifically in view, as there are really few openings in comparison with the number of girls who apply. So basically, they just said, yeah, no, you're a female,
Fuck you.
get the fuck out of here. Who the hell do you think you are?
Fuck
And
you.
actually, this was brought up in 2014
You
by
dumb
Meryl Streep just to
bitch.
show how utterly anti-Semitic Disney actually is. Which, let's be real, no matter how much Disney tries to patch up their past or fluff it up, the past is always gonna be there, all right? Now, this next one is no one dies at Disney. Now, this one is a common
I certainly hope not. No one dies at Disney. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the goal. I'm pretty sure that's the goal, dude. The happiest place on earth wouldn't be very happy if people were dropping all over the place, dude. Yeah, I'm assuming that's like the plan. That's like the whole point, right? Is to not die.
phrase heard when it comes to
Can't be
Disney,
very
the
happy if you're
idea
dead.
that it is a perfect place
Like I said-
where no one can die. Obviously, this is complete myth to make it seem like Disney is, a safe haven, free from the outside world, to really give that idea of wonderment and a fairy tale land. Which I do get it. I do get why
No,
they
those
do that.
animatronics
But
are
the methods
homicidal.
that they do in order to keep the technicality of that phrase is kind of depressing. If someone dies on the property at Disney, they do not call the death of someone who dies at Disney Disney. Now, I don't know if they still do this. This is just something that
What
I've
happened?
read about. In order to keep the technicality of someone not dying on the property of Disney is the fact that they don't allow someone to die. What they do is attempt to resuscitate the dead, regardless if they are far gone, if they've been dead for a while. They resuscitate the dead as much as possible until they are off the property, then they call them dead. There was even a part of an article I read where a spectator was even—
That's psychotic! That's psychotic, dude! Dude just got shanked by a crackhead with a Mickey Mouse spoon in the neck. He's bleeding out and life is slipping away from him. And the Disney guy's looking him in his eye. Don't die yet. We gotta get you to a parking lot, dude. God, what? What? They just like they just like hide the body under the rug and they're just like standing there and they're like, nothing to see here. I'm just a guy standing on a rug. There's no dead body under here. Nope. Happiest place on earth. Nobody dies here. Like, this is insane. How you gonna yeah, they banned death. They've banned death. Just one of their rules. Yeah, this don't die, dude.
asking about it because a dude was dead on the ground for a while and they started resuscitating him, and the dude's like, why are they doing that? He's literally been dead for a while. Hey, no one dies at Disney. The death of Marcelo Torres. Now this one is just pure negligence when it comes to the maintenance of a specific ride called Big Thunder Mountain, which this ride is still around today. Apparently throughout the year of 2003, this ride was showing many issues, but it seems like those issues were never properly taken care of. And Marcelo was the one who suffered for their negligence. So basically how this ride works is in front of the entire track there is a big train car that kind of leads the way. The ride was headed around a sharp right bank into a tunnel, which all of a sudden the front train on that turn became completely derailed. And in turn, it ended up mounting the car behind it. And it landed a heavy hit on Marcelo's chest and ended up breaking a bunch of his ribs, and then he gradually bled to death. A few of the people behind him ended up—
Dude, rest in peace. Imagine you go to the happiest place on earth to spend a happy time with your family, and you end up dead because Disney's a dumbass. That's so fucked.
A bunch of his ribs, and then he gradually bled to death. A few of the people behind him ended up getting injured, but apparently they sat there for a good 20 minutes with a dead body in front of them before help even arrived. A very avoidable death, and there was a settlement, which the details of it—
Settlement, dude. If that's one of my peeps, I'm Disney now. I'm Disney now. This is not Disney no more. It's Chris, dude. This Chris. Imagine buying a brand new box set of the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. It says Chris. Doesn't even have the cover art on it. It's just a white blank cover. And it just says Chris in Times New Roman, 12-point font, not bolded. It just says Chris. Period. That's it.
It weren't given out by request from the family. However, all we know is that they gave $500,000 to Brooks College in Long Beach to provide scholarships to aspiring animators because their 22-year-old son Marcelo was a graphic artist. So it's safe to say that at least they got a decent settlement out of it, but in their own words, it won't bring back their son. All right, the next topic: why is there never moms in Disney movies?
Oh, there's moms, all right. Oh, there's fucking moms, all right, dude.
Back their son. All right, the next topic: why is there never moms in Disney movies?
Is it Pixar? Like, Pixar counts, right? Disney Pixar, that's a thing, right?
Bring back their son. All right, the next—
There's moms in Pixar, dude. Let me tell you about the Pixar moms. Did I tell you? You heard about Mrs. Incredible? Cause god damn, that ass is incredible.
Topic: why is there never moms in—
There was a person who was decapitated. So we're just not gonna address that at all?
Disney movies. Now this one is one of the rare ones in this list that is somewhat speculated. If we take a look at most Disney movies, especially the classics, we start to notice a specific pattern. No one has a mom. And if they do have a mother, they end up dying or they just aren't mentioned. Now there are obviously a good amount of theories.
Nothing compares to Bambi's mom, dude. When I tell you I felt darkness and agony for 3 entire weeks when I was 7, nothing compares.
Especially the classics, we start to notice a specific pattern. No one has a mom, and if they do have a mother, they end up dying, or they just
I don't have a dad,
mentioned.
so let's
Now, there
fucking
are
go,
obviously a good
dude.
amount of theories behind this.
What made
One
a
is the
Disney
fact
movie?
that Disney movies were based on classics, and the classics didn't really have mothers. And the reason for that is back then, mothers who ended up having children a lot of times ended up dying, which is why they ended up just not
Interesting.
having moms. I guess that was just a common accepted thing back then. But a more
Lovely.
accepted theory is the death of Walt Disney's mother, which is very depressing. When Walt received his first fortune of money, he ended up buying his mom a house. And after a while, she started complaining about the smell of gas in the house. So Walt sent over a Disney employed maintenance man to fix the issue himself. But unfortunately, the issue of the gas
But unfortunately, there was a Disney employed maintenance man. That's the unfortunately. Dude sent a Disney guy to fix his mom's water heater. Unfortunately, he sent a Disney guy, bro. Like, that's
maintenance
there's
man
your
to fix
answer.
the issue himself. But unfortunately, the issue of the gas was not completely resolved, and his mom ended up dying due to asphyxiation from the gas. So a lot of people believe the reason for the lack of mothers in movies is the very guilt that Disney holds with himself, because he did buy the house that his mother died in, and on top of that, he told someone to go fix the problem, and it wasn't fixed because he didn't go check himself. And obviously, it could just be
I guarantee you that maintenance man ended up with cinder blocks tied to his feet, and he's at the bottom of a river somewhere in Florida, the Florida Keys, dude, in the swamps. He's just at the bottom, dude, kicking it.
basically motivation piece.
Yeah, you
Because
did not get to experience life after that,
let's
bro.
be real, anyone who watches a lot
fuck
of
with
shows
Disney's
when the main
mama,
character
it's
has
over.
a lot of
Yeah, let's relive Chris's childhood trauma. Let's do that. Let's do that.
motivation, a lot of times their parents end up dying to give them that motivation. But it's still interesting to hear the possibility of the reason that mothers don't exist much in Disney movies is the fact that Disney's mother passed for very avoidable reasons that he probably feels guilty about. Okay, the last tier. I want to mention...
Somehow we're getting even darker. Somehow we're even getting darker than actual death, dude.
This one I saved specifically for the triggering portions, the crimes, the dark things that may upset a lot of people. There is animal abuse in here. There is child abuse in here. There's sexual abuse in here. So I just wanted to mention before.
That's how. That's exactly how. Thanks for answering my question. Your hair is lovely, by the way. Did I mention that? Did I mention that? His hair is lovely.
And
Luscious, if you will.
be wary. The death of Debbie Stone. Now, there are a few
Who?
deaths when it comes to Disneyland,
Little
but
Debbie?
none are as creepy
What?
and mysterious as the death of Debbie Stone. Apparently,
Little
she
Debbie.
is the sole death of Disney cast members, which obviously could be speculated by how much Disney hides stuff. But the way she died was so horrific, it left so many people scratching their heads as to whether or not it was an accident, negligence, or maybe something even darker. Debbie was just accepted into the Iowa State University, and in order for her to save money, she ended up applying at Disneyland because she did always want to work there, and she ended up getting a job as a hostess. And at Disneyland, a major ride there was called the Carousel of Progress, which was
I've never been to Disneyland. I just, in case people are wondering, I've never stepped foot in a Disneyland, dude. I'm way too fucking broke for that.
a job as a hostess. And at Disneyland, a major ride there was called the Carousel of Progress, which was redesigned to become a new attraction called America Sings on June 28,
Horrifying!
1974, an automated musical extravaganza
That
that
is
paid tribute to the musical
nightmare.
history that America debuted. There were 6 theaters, and they rolled around in sequence as to allow the theater audience to experience each event, basically. During such show, it was the job of the Disney hostess to stand on the left side of each stage in order to welcome people in and say goodbye to the people as well. And to make matters more depressing of this case, Debbie ended up calling her parents to ask them permission to marry the person that she loved, and obviously her.
On that faithful night of July 8th, Debbie Stone had an evening shift. Just before shift, she called up her parents and exclaimed to them that she was in love and wanted their permission to get engaged.
Parents parents happily obliged. So she was probably in a great mood that day. A little
Let's
later,
go,
around
dude.
10:30, when the last show got over and the stages were shifting position,
Love.
a guest from the adjacent theater heard a blood-curdling scream. When the operators rushed to the scene, they were horrified to see that Debbie Stone was actually crushed in between the walls of the theater. Still to this day, no one has any idea how this happened. You know, was she just not paying?
Somebody was drunk. Somebody was absolutely blasted, dude. How do you fuck up that bad? You know she's there. You know she's there. Either, you know what it could have been? What if, right? Because she's in college. She's college age, bro. Right? She's college age, right? What if, now this is just a theory, right? Because you know, Conspiracy Chris, right? Light-skinned Sherlock Holmes, investigative extraordinaire, right? What if she's getting married? She's in love. What if there's a guy at Disney who had a nice little crush? He had a little crush on the girl. He can't have her, dude. She's got her man, bro. She's got her Prince Charming, her white knight. He couldn't have her, so nobody could have. I could be, think about it. Think about it.
Tension? Did she trip?
Think about it.
Like, on the off?
It's not a pun, dude. I'm just speculation. He said nobody knows what the fuck happened, dude. I'm just throwing things out there. I'm just throwing it out there, dude. Like, you don't have to listen to me. Most people don't. In fact, almost nobody does, okay? People don't listen to me. You don't have to. I'd recommend you don't, but still. I'm just throwing it out there. Had a crush. No, that's not, I wasn't. Okay, dude, I wasn't trying to do.
Chance that someone happened to shove
That's
her
funny.
or push her. Like, no one actually knows what happened. But soon after this incident, and sometimes even till this day, people say that they hear the voice of someone telling people to be careful.
Dude, her body, dude, they put her body in one of those. Dude, what was her name? I forgot. She's in there, bro.
On that, which people believe to be the
she's in
ghost of
there.
Debbie trying to protect the people in the afterlife. May she rest in peace. That is a terrible way to go. Now, this next one is animal
It's
abuse.
fucked.
So be wary. This one is very hard to listen.
Is this? We saw the animal abuse, right? What was the one when they were doing like the nature documentaries and they were literally Tom Brady Hail Marying those little like rat things? Remember? They tried to tell us They try to tell us that they purposefully like swanton off the side of a cliff, but in reality it was just a bunch of dudes just chucking them like eggs. Can't say I'm shocked, dude. After seeing that, I'm not like this doesn't
How
surprise
Disney
me.
ended up creating a very popular Lemmings
This
myth. This one is honestly confusing and strange because it honestly makes absolutely no sense why they did this at all. In 1958, Walt Disney produced White Wilderness, part of the studio's True Life
We watched
adventure
the video.
series. White Wilderness featured a segment on the lemmings, detailing their strange compulsion to commit mass
swanton.
suicide. And the big problem here is people who actually know about animals realize that lemmings don't commit mass suicide. That is a complete myth.
Dude, you know what the craziest part is? Disney literally just lied unprovoked for absolutely no reason, dude. Like, they literally sat here and tried to convince children that lemmings have the tendency to commit suicide. Bro, why? What is the... Like, I'm sure kids would have been just as happy watching little lemmings, like, give themselves baths. You know what I'm saying? How animals do that thing, they, like, lick themselves. Dude, kids love that shit. No, dude, that's not gonna... Let's throw them off a cliff, dude. Blame it on them.
They've never done that before, ever.
Yeah, we watched that too. The dogs, right? They had, like, a bunch of dogs for the, like the snow buddies, and they like died.
And it took a long time, many years, for people
like
to start
Parvo?
realizing that this actually was a myth. Eventually, there was an investigation, and it was confirmed that the Disney filmmakers themselves threw the lemmings off the cliff. And personally, you know, I am heavy against animal abuse. I do not want to show the video on my video.
Fucking crazy.
I don't want that here. But if you want to watch the 1958 White Wilderness documentary, it is on YouTube. And oh my God, it is one of the hardest things I've had to watch. Not only the fact you could literally see lemmings being shoved, but the fact that the lemmings are clinging on for dear life when they're being pushed off the cliff. And the fact that they literally added cartoon sound effects when they're falling to
I've never heard of a lemming before this. And I've never heard the word lemming ever since like just now. Is Disney responsible for the extinction of the lemming population? That's not a joke, dude. I'm being dead ass. Are lemmings endangered species because Disney literally threw them all off of cliffs? Like, that's a genuine question. I've never heard of a lemming besides this.
Death. Apparently, since this was released, there was a huge myth that started spreading everywhere that this was common, that lemmings just committed mass suicide. And it took so long for people to realize that this was fake. I have absolutely no idea why or how they did this. It makes no sense. These people lack any humanity whatsoever. Honestly, again, one of the hardest things I've had to watch in a while. The next one, pedophiles in Disneyland. Yes.
Excuse me?
No sense. These people lack any humanity
I mean, it makes perfect sense, dude. It's the perfect spot for that shit.
whatsoever. Honestly, again, one of the hardest things I've had to watch in a while. The next one, pedophiles in Disneyland. Yes. Generalized. Literally generalized because there's so many instances. Since 2006, 35 Disney employees have been arrested and accused of sexual crimes.
Dude, I'm gonna have to do a sting myself, bro. I'm gonna pull up to Disney. Shout out that, bro. I'm gonna pull up with the dads. We're gonna do a sting operation, bro. Dude, meet me by Splash Mountain, bro.
Involving children. Trying to meet a minor for
Meet me by
sex
Splash Mountain.
or
I'll bring the
possession of
cops with
child
me.
pornography. And out of that 35, 32 have been convicted of these crimes, which I guess in some sick way kind of makes sense. I mean, if you have a park that is centered around entertaining children, you will eventually find child predators trying to work there. I guess they just didn't do much for background checks. I mean, this kind of goes for everything, you know, children entertainers, religious groups, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, the
Dude,
list
it's
goes.
even worse if they were already known freaks before they were hired at Disney. I feel like I wouldn't put it past Disney to do that, to hire people that are already known freaks. You know what I mean? They're throwing lemmings off of cliffs, dude. It's what?
On. Obviously, I'm not going to read every single case for, like I said before.
And every single one of them looks like a pedo, dude. Especially this guy down here with the goatee, bro. Big ass 40s, balding. That guy, that's prime right there. This guy is smiling. This guy is smiling. He's happy. Psychos, dude. Actual psychopath.
There is so freaking many, but the fact that 35 people have been caught, you can only imagine how many more are still there who are kind of getting
Justin
by
Bieber
without
so
getting
bad.
caught. And Disney obviously tries their best to cover this shit up, which leads to my next topic.
Yeah, bro, fucking God put all their inches on their forehead, dude, instead of where they're meant to be, bro. If you know, if you're picking
Disney
up,
goes to hide when children get harmed. I mean, Disney, like I mentioned before, does everything they can to make the perfect place for children. They even go as far as trying to cover up the molestation of an 11-year-old child. In 2012, aboard the Disney Dream cruise line, a crew member employee followed an 11-year-old child into an elevator, and it does go into detail what happens and what he does, but obviously I don't want to read those.
Thank you.
And even though there was substantial evidence, literally cameras showing the situation, Disney did nothing of the sort to report it.
Dude's caught in 4K HD. Blu-ray, bro, and it's
Literally cameras showing the situation. Disney did nothing of the sort.
Well, I don't know what happened. What cameras? Wait, this guy's I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Like, this little girl, she was never even in that elevator, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Dude, Disney, what are you doing?
To report it. Instead, they ended up waiting an entire day, and then they mentioned that it happened. And most people, including the FBI, assume that they were attempting to try to make—
Dude, if I'm the parent, I'm sinking the ship like fucking Titanic, bro. You want to see a real fucking iceberg, dude? I'm bringing the whole fucking ship down with me, dude.
It disappear
Quit
in order to
playing.
not get word out that something so horrible happened to a child at Disney. Later, that said man who did
Summon
it
the Kraken.
admitted that he molested the child. And instead of letting the man get arrested and sent to the hands of the Florida police, Disney flew
They should
him.
have thrown him. They should have made his ass walk the fucking plank. Thrown him overboard with a piece of wood like Titanic. Dude, have him just lay there and float in the middle of the ocean, dude. Let him you're feeding the wildlife, bro. Like, free food.
Him back to India. In order to protect him for some reason, he literally admitted it, video evidence, and he got away with it. Which leads us to believe that this must be commonplace as to how they handled it. They handled it so well that he got away with it. Imagine the other instances where they didn't get caught. Maybe no one mentioned that it was on cameras, or they deleted the footage, or maybe they were off camera and the child was just too afraid to admit that it happened.
They knew everything.
It's so disgusting to
He's
think
in
about,
4K.
but hey, that's Disneyland, a fairy tale place for children. Now, the last piece of the puzzle is kind of just
happiest place on earth, dude. I'm feeling nothing but the agony, dude. Like,
a broad thought process of Disney as a whole, because the Disney Channel sexual abuse cases are something so interesting. Because after researching a lot about Disney Channel sexual abuse cases, everything seems to be either hidden or worded differently in so many different instances where you don't actually know what's going on. There have been many Disney Channel actors and actresses who have came out and talked about sexual abuse, but a lot of times they don't mention specifics. They don't mention who did it or how they did it or when. Stories end up being shifted. Disney covers up a lot of things, and you end up at square one where you don't really know.
No, dude, I think here's the thing, dude. There was probably some freaky things going on, but Disney has a lot of money and even more power, bro. If you think the mafia has the ability to make your whole family disappear, just imagine what Disney can do. Of course, bro.
It's almost like the victims are too afraid to talk about specifics of what actually happened.
Of course.
It was different when it came to Nickelodeon because there were full cases and facts about what people did, but Disney, they're a lot more powerful than Nickelodeon. They have more money, they have more control, they have an image that they want to uphold and will do whatever it takes to maintain it. Throughout this video, we've seen countless times of Disney doing everything in their power to cover up things, to hide their skeletons, and not only trying, but completely succeeding in hiding their skeletons. I'm not gonna lie, this Iceberg video could go on for hours and hours on end.
I'd rather not. I'd rather
But the
keep
problem
my
is a lot of
sanity.
things I've found have conflicting information where I didn't want to put it on here because I don't know if it's true because there's so many conflicting ideas, which is really just terrifying because we have no idea what lies beneath those ears. And maybe we'll really never know the true depths of corruption that Disney actually has. But hey,
dude,
ignorance is bliss. Am I right, guys?
Somehow,
well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Somehow this was an amazing video and also an awful one at the same time, dude. Amazingly well put together and created by beautiful blue-haired Jesus man right here, bro. Beautiful, luscious locks, dude. Love the e-girl look he got going on, dude. Reminds me of Gwen. Total drama, dude. Great video made by him, but what's in the video? Psychotic, bro. Disney got so much money and so much power, they can do whatever the fuck they want. And who's gonna tell them no? Who's gonna tell them no, dude? Because now, look at now, dude, now your family's in Nebraska. Okay, which is the worst form of punishment anybody could do, is have to be forced to move to Nebraska. Okay? Look at you. Now you're in the middle of a cornfield, bro, for the rest of your life, dude. Disney, bro, dear God.